Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joined today from the Department of Bank Trade Consumer Protection. It is Michelle, and she is back today to talk about online awareness for children. We're going to look at the video game side of stuff today and just bring awareness again that you're double backing on what your kids are doing online, especially when it comes to gaming. Michelle, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Here, I thought we were going to play some video games. I was getting excited there with that intro.
You know, if you got Nick from our staff, he's like the video game guru and probably everybody else besides me. So, for what it's
I'm
worth.
just simple Pac-Man. Let's not
Yeah,
complicate things.
now the level of games that we would play, yeah, that's more in my line right there. But, video online, kids being online, I mean that it's a fact. They're gonna be online. They're gonna be out there. So as a parent, I think you got to stay up on what's your kids are doing. It's summertime though, and I love the phrase the screen time. That's an argument every day for our kids as well. But as you're kind of laying this out, as from your standpoint, prevention is taking a step back and trying to review some of these things, that making sure you make best practices, right? Kind of set something up so you've got some ideas and a plan kind of moving forward. Because if you're not watching what's going on, we've seen time and time again that unwanted stuff can happen.
You're right. A plan, a framework, a household policy, whatever you want to refer to it at, family rules, but just establishing those guidelines and making sure that there's flexibility for them to grow and expand as the child ages and becomes more aware as they're online. But screen time is going to increase over the summer months. There's going to be rainy days and people will be inside, and even just the educational side of being online. It's not just games, it's all about just online awareness, whether it's a game or whether it's something educational interactive. There's just so much available for kids these days, and we have those summer months, the downtime, if you will.
It is, and you can tell Michelle and I may not be experts in every single video online game present, but what I can tell you is, from downloading just games from apps, and that this is there, we're going to stay, I think we're going to stay in here, is video game safety and advertisements. You're going to see a lot of advertisement pops up, a lot of pop-up ads, a lot of whatever, and kids don't care, right? They may be educated, but they may not have the knowledge as much as the parents doesn't have the knowledge. So I like this first one, setting parental controls. There are ways of doing that depending on your device, but it's super important to take a look at those and keep checking in on them. That's what we found. You got to keep checking them.
You do, because an update might change them. A child might get a hold of them and change them, but it's limiting the chats with strangers, the in-game purchases, and the screen time. And that's where consumer protection comes in on this, is protecting your pocketbook and protecting your identity aspect of it, because those advertisements, they are grabbing those kids' attention, the family's attention, and making something very attractive. And downloading the game may have a fee to it. Downloading a feature of the game may have a fee to it. Downloading more tokens to continue the life of the character could have a fee. And if a parent isn't paying attention and they've downloaded the game and saved their credit card information, now the child has free access to keep downloading, and you get the credit card bill later and didn't even realize it. So that's where taking and setting those parental controls. Don't save the credit card, and don't allow automatic downloads, because you then have to take all the steps and be aware and conscious of that, what you're doing and making a purchase, if you will.
And don't count out kids. They're smart. They are
Oh,
smart kids. They know how to get around stuff. And so, I'm glad you said that or mentioned that. Even just having a chat, a talk about what is happening online with your kids it's got to be part of your toolkit, so to speak, of just discussing what are we really dealing with here. So having that chat, you don't have to be an expert, but you at least can explain why, right?
That's right. And that chat's going to change as the child grows and ages and uses the internet differently. Right now it might just be a conversation about we don't give out our birthday to strangers. And later on, we say why we're not giving it out to strangers because it's personal information. What does that mean? What does that connect to? That's just all part of the growing and development aspect when they're ready for that. But right now it's just a rule, and then we give them the why.
Reading the online reviews and ratings, another great place to start. And I would suggest, we kind of just talked about search engine and searching these things. I would suggest too, looking at a couple different avenues of these ratings of different places as well. We found that some of the times the ratings were good on one place and then you went to another place and you're like, oh my gosh. So, definitely doing some homework on that is crucial, and doubling back on it even more important.
Well, and watching videos of people playing the game. So it's not just the review, it's watching the engagement with the game. Is that something you want your child to be playing? But what ads are flying around as they're playing, and what payment level of the game is what you're seeing too. Maybe that's the deluxe version versus the free version, and you need to be cautious and aware of that as well. And so once you've downloaded the game or made that decision and done that, over the shoulder, play the game together, be over the shoulder, make sure it's what you think or thought that it was going to be and represented to you.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Sometimes I'll jump in on an app that I approved and I'm like, this is not even remotely close to what I thought you were gonna be doing. So yeah, no, you just got to check it. Finally, just if a parent is concerned that their kids have, gotten into some things that maybe it's brought malware or it's set up some credit card fraud stuff or they've given away information, how can folks start reaching out to you and figuring out what can we do to get out of this situation, or what, maybe just have general questions on specific issues that we haven't touched here today, but may follow in these space of video game safety and online presence.
Yeah, we have a great new online or revised online safety fact sheet for kids that could be very useful. And you can go to our website at datcp.wi.gov to get that, or call the Consumer Protection Hotline at 1-800-422-7128. And then, of course, there's all the identity theft and other consumer protection resources.
All right, Michelle, thank you so much. It's like I said, one of those things that you guys got to keep coming back to, and keep updating yourself as a parent and reminding your kids as well. I mean, you're teaching them how to be online and be present in that space, but also being safe.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.